Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Tom Montgomery and today we are back with another statue tutorial on the Frosted Network channel. So today we are doing Dan TDM or the Diamond Minecart and we're doing the Blue Hair edition. In the future, if he does change his skin back to the original, which has a darker brown hair, you'll find a link in the description to a tutorial for that as well. It's slightly different to this one, mainly just the hair and a few details, but this is a more updated, better version of the tutorial, so hopefully you enjoy. On screen right now you should be seeing the screenshots in the different texture packs of what this build looks like, just to give you a bit of inspiration and see what texture packs you want to use. Again, they're all console texture packs, not PC, but the PC ones do look just as good, so bear that in mind. So anyways, hopefully you do enjoy. You'll find a link to all the directors of the channel in the description. Hopefully you check out the channels, show some support, and with that said and done, hopefully you enjoy, and I'll see you in the tutorial. Okay guys, so the blocks you'll need to build this statue are the following. You'll need brown wool, blue wool, nether brick, yellow wool, block of gold, cyan wool, black wool, white stained clay, light grey wool, stone, grey wool, light blue wool, block of diamond, white wool, and also a map. A map makes your life a tad easier, and there's no real disadvantage to having it. So, as I said in the intro, today we are doing Dan TDM. We're doing the version of his skin that has the blue hair, so the more updated, recent version, compared to the older version that I did on my main channel a while back. This version is a lot better in my opinion and a lot more detailed. So hopefully you enjoy, and again, if you do, definitely consider leaving a like. But anyways, with that said, we're now going to start building, and we're going to start on the legs. So the legs are 12 tall by 8 wide, so essentially 12 layers of 8. The first layer, what we're going to start off by doing, is placing 8 brown wool. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's one layer. On top of that, we do 2 more layers of brown wool. So it should be 3 tall, 8 wide. And on top of that, we're going to place 3 layers of blue wool. So again, after this, it will be 6 tall and 8 wide. Okay, so again, should be looking like this. If you want to pause, you are more than welcome to. And again, definitely take your time throughout this tutorial, pausing frequently and catching up, because it's always good to do so. It means you've less got chance of getting confused and left behind, and it will generally make your time a lot better. So anyways, the 7th layer is 1 nether brick, 1 yellow wool, 1 block of gold, 2 nether brick, 1 gold, 1 yellow, 1 nether brick. The next level is 1 blue wool, 2 yellow, 2 blue, 2 yellow, 1 blue. So as you can see, they're like the shin pads. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but they're like the things that are on the kneecaps. The next 4 layers on top of this is just blue wool. And once you've done that, that is the legs complete. So, again, on top of this yellow wool here, it's 4 layers of blue, so that's 3 layers so far, and the final layer right here. And as you can see, that is a 12 by 8 rectangle. Now, this is the reason we grabbed a map, and I'll show it to you now. If you go to the floor level, you'll see, on this case it's Y5, but in your case it might be slightly different, so bear that in mind. What we can then do is go to the top of the legs here, and in this case it should be Y17, there you go. In your one it might be slightly different. So essentially that guarantees us that this is 12 tall, and then for 8 wide there's no real trick to it unless you want to do this and like work out the X coordinates, but that's a tad difficult. But yeah, as I said, bear in mind yours might be slightly different. It might not be Y5 floor level. I believe on PC it's Y4 if you're on super flat. So always check. If you're on PC, press F3. That works just the same. And again, it's just a safe way of ensuring that you're counting correctly, and it saves you from counting. It saves you from having to come to the side and go 1, 2, 3. It just means you whip out a map and you can have a look. So with that tip and trick in your knowledge now, you can use it throughout this build and later on to make sure that everything is to the right coordinates. But for now, we're going to work on the upper body. So what we're going to do is on the left side and the right side, we're going to place 1 nether brick. Now this is just markers. What we're then going to do is get our white stained clay, which I'm using for the skin tone on this build. And on the left side, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left using white stained clay. And on the right side, we're going to do the exact same. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 white stained clay on the right side, 4 on the left. Now, we're not going to work on the arms anymore. That's all we're going to do for now. It's just marking out where the arms start. We'll come back later on in the video and work all that stuff out at a later point. But for now, we're going to focus on the body. So, speaking of the body, what we're going to do is in between these two nether bricks here, we're going to place 1 nether brick, 4 cyan, 1 nether brick. On top of that, we're going to place 2 nether brick, 1 cyan, 1 yellow wool, 1 block of gold, 1 cyan, 2 nether brick. On top of this, we're going to place 2 black wool, 4 cyan, 2 black wool. The next layer is 3 black wool, 2 cyan, 3 black wool. On top of this, the next 2 layers is 8 black wool. So again, 2 layers of 8 black wool. And right now, it should be 6 blocks tall. The next layer is 3 black wool, 1 cyan, 4 black wool. Now on top of this cyan here, what we're going to do is build up 1 and go to the right 1. On top of this, we're going to build up 4 layers on both ones. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the 4th one, we're going to go 2 to the left and 2 to the right. So what this should be here is like a T shape. This layer here should be 6 tall, so as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this one here should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in total, it should be 6 wide. Then what we're going to do is build the black wall up to the same height. So in this case, it just involves going up 4, 4, 5, and on the opposite side again, 4, 4, 5. And it will match up to the same height. As you can see here, that is a 12 by 8 complete. And that is also the upper body complete. Again, to prove, you can see here the floor is Y5. The top of this should be Y29 because it is 24 blocks off the floor. As you can see right there, Y29, our build is correct. Okie dokie. So again, right now it should be 24 blocks tall and 8 blocks wide. If you want to pause here, this would be a good opportunity to do so. And catch up if you need. But for now, what we're going to do is move on to the arms and we're going to work on them. Okay, so what we're going to start off by doing is going over to the left arm over here to this white stained clay that we've already placed down. On top of this, we're going to place a row of white wool. Then we're going to need our light grey and also our stones. We'll grab them onto the hotbar. Next to that, we're going to place 1 stone, 1 light grey and 1 white wool. On top of this, what we're going to do is place a row of 4 grey wool. So that's the most difficult part out of the way. Now we're going to mirror this on the other side. So we're going to place on top of the white stained clay from left to right, we place 1 white wool. Then we need 1 light grey, 1 stone, and 1 white wool. So it's the exact same, just mirrored. On top of that, again, you place 4 grey wool. And it should look something like this. So essentially, you've got 3 layers of both hands, each layer being 4 wide. So as you may or may not know, the arms again are 12 tall and 4 wide. We've done the first 3 layers and the next layers are pretty easy, so shouldn't be too difficult. So all you're going to need for the rest of the layers is black wool and also nether brick. So we're going to start again on the left arm and we're going to do 3 layers of 4 black wool. So that's the first, second and third layer. Then we do a layer of 4 nether brick and then 5 layers of black wool to bring it up to the top. So that's the left arm complete. Again, that's a 12 by 4. If you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. That consists of 3 layers of white stained clay, the white, grey and stone combo. And then we got 3 layers of black wool, a layer of nether brick and 5 layers of black wool. Again, for this side, just in case you can't do it, it's 3 layers of black wool, a layer of nether brick and 5 layers of black wool. That will bring you, again, up to the same height as the rest of the body, and it will give you something that looks like this. So, as you can see, we are making really nice progress now with the build, and this is the whole front of the statue complete. What we can now do is focus on going around to the side of the statue and making this 3D. So, talking of the sides, what we're going to do now is go around to the left side of the leg, and we're going to start working on that. So what we're going to do is, of course, come to here where the brown wall is, and we're going to get our brown wall and we're going to extend it backwards 1, 2, 3. Make sure you extend to the left, not to the right. Otherwise, it's going to be backwards and it's going to look a tad weird. Okay, so the side of the legs is 12 by 4, 12 tall, 4 wide. However, we've already done this row here, which means we're only placing 3 blocks on each row, and that will give us our 12 by 4 incomplete. So what we're going to do, the first layer of course is free brown wool. The second and third layer is also the same. And in this case it's just a case of matching up. So we do 3 layers of blue wool, a layer of nether brick, and then 5 layers of blue wool. That will bring you up to here, and again that gives you a 12x4. If you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. Coming around to the right side now, it's the exact same, it's just mirrored, but I'll talk you guys through it nevertheless. So what we're going to do is from this brown wool here, we're going to expand it backwards 1, 2, 3, and then 2 layers on top. On top of that, we're going to do 3 layers of blue wool, a layer of nether brick, and 5 layers of blue wool. Again, once you've done that, it's a 12x4, should look like this. So, as you can see, it's starting to come together a bit more now. What we're going to do is work on the sides of the arms. But before we do that, we have to work on the base of the arms, aka the bottom of the hands. So what we're going to do is come around to the rear of the statue, to this white stained clay here on both hands, and we're going to expand it backwards in the same direction as the legs, 3 blocks on each one. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, you get the idea. If you come below, you'll see it's a 4x4 square of white stained clay. It should look something like this. And we're going to replicate this on the other side. So we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you come below, you'll notice, again, it's a 4x4 square of white stained clay. And that is the base of the hands complete. So, this is what it looks like from the side. It's a backwards L, essentially. And again, the same policy applies with the side of the arms as it does the side of the legs. It is a 12x4. However, we have this row here done already, so we're only placing 3 blocks on each row. So, whilst we're here, we might as well work on it. So, the first layer, of course, is 4 white stained clay. Now, the next layers, we're going to be working from left to right. So, the next layer is 1 light grey wool, 2 white wool. The next row is 3 grey wool. We then have 3 layers of black wool. We have a layer of nether brick, and then 5 layers of black wool, and that will bring you up to the same height as the front of the statue. It will give you a 12x4. If you want to pause, this would probably be a good time to do so. And again, just to go over it one more time, we got the 3 bottom layers, which is white stained clay, white wool, grey wool. Then we got 3 layers of black wool, a layer of nether brick, and 5 layers of black wool. Now again, the other arm, the right arm, is the exact same, so if you want to mirror that, you are more than welcome to do so. However, if you need a bit more assistance, then I'm going to talk you guys through it nevertheless. So coming around to the right side, what we're going to do, again working from left to right, is on top of this row here, which is white stained clay, we're going to place 3, or in this case 2, because we've already got the first block complete, of white wool. And then on the far right, we're going to place 1 light grey. On top of that, we're going to place 3 grey wool, and then on top, 3 layers of black wool. On top of this, we're going to place 1 layer of nether brick, and then 5 layers of black wool, and that will bring you up to the same height as the front of the body, and it should look something like this. Again, good opportunity to pause. That is a 12x4, and that is the side of our arms. So, with that said and that done, we have now got a 3D statue. We've got the front and the sides complete. However, if you come around to the rear of the statue now, you'll notice there is a big gap. That's what we're going to work on filling in now. So, it's very, very simple. In fact, it's pretty much the exact same as the front, minus a few details. So it shouldn't take too long at all. However, again, feel free to pause along the way and catch up whenever you feel is necessary. So, for the back of the legs, this area here, you'll notice we already have 2 rows, one on the left, one on the right. Now, again, each row, there's 12 rows in total, it's a 12x8. However, we have the 2 pillars either side, so we're only placing 6 blocks in each row to give us the 12x8 rectangle. So the first 3 layers is simply 6 brown wool, and again, for the legs, it's just a case of matching up which colour is at the side, there's no real detail. The next 3 layers is blue wool. On top of this, we got a row of nether brick once I finish placing the blocks. So a row of nether brick, that's the 7th layer. So again, 3 layers of brown wool, 3 layers of blue wool, a layer of nether brick. Then we have 5 layers of blue wool. And that will bring you to the top of the legs. So again, a 12x8. And just go over it one last time, is 3 layers of brown, 3 layers of blue, 1 layer of nether brick, and 5 layers of blue, each layer being 8 wide. That gives you a 12x8 rectangle. So moving on up now to the upper body, what we're going to do is place 2 rows of 8 nether brick, So that's the first 2 layers of the body. Then simply all we're going to do is do 10 layers of black wool. Now the easy way to do that is just build up to the same height as the top and build across. And that's kind of like killing 2 birds with 1 stone really, because you're filling in the shoulders and you're also making sure it's the correct height. So as you can see here, again, I'm just building up roughly to where I think it is, matching it to the front, and I guarantee you if you've done it correctly, at least the front side correctly, it will match up to the correct height every single time. So you don't even really have to count, but just bear in mind it is 10 high. But again, if you use this method of matching it up, it shouldn't be too difficult. So again, just to go over that, I don't think I really need to, but just in case, it's 2 layers of 8 nether brick and then 10 layers of 8 black wool. So that is the back of the body and the back of the legs complete. I did say it was easy and I was not lying. So for now, what we're going to do is the back of the arms. So we're going to work on the back of the left arm now. So we're going to come here to the white stained clay, which is of course the first layer. The second layer is 1 white wool next to light grey here and 2 light grey. On top of that, we're going to place 3 grey wool. And then we're going to place 3 layers of black wool. Now, next to this nether brick here is slightly different to the front side in the fact that it's got one of those buckles that you see on the shin pads here at the front, but it's on the rear. So it's like elbow guards, I guess. I'm not like sure of the correct terminology for it, but they're kind of like elbow guards. So what we're going to do is place 1 yellow wool, and we're going to surround it by gold. And on the right side of this gold block here, we're going to place 1 nether brick just to cap it off. Right here, on top of that nether brick, we're going to place 1 black wool. And on top of that, we're going to place 4 layers of 3 black wool to bring it to the top and finish it off. So again, that's a 12 by 4. Coming over to the right arm, it's simply just the same. So we start off at the bottom, where we need our white wool. So we place 1 light grey wool, 2 light grey wool, 1 white wool. On top of that, we place 3 grey wool, 3 layers of black wool, and then for this layer here, again next to the nether brick, what we're going to do is place 1 block of gold next to that. Next to that, we place 1 yellow wool. We surround the yellow with gold and place 1 nether brick to the left side of it. It gives you something that looks like this. Now, what you could do, if you're a bit like OCD, is you can make it so they're mirrored, so it's not like the same. I believe on the skin, it is actually the same direction they're facing, but if you want to be a bit more OCD and have them facing the opposite way, I'm not sure if the front has them facing inwards, so it's slightly different. But if you want to have them facing away from each other or facing into each other, that's up to you. In fact, I might keep it like this because my OCD is kind of triggering me a bit here, with them facing the other way from each other. So what we're going to do, again, is place 1 black wool here, and on top of that, 4 layers of black wool, and that'll bring you up to the top, and the same height, which looks like this. So again, if you don't have it facing the other way, it will look something like that, where they're facing the same direction, but facing, like, that one's facing away from this one. But again, I'm just going to keep it the other way around, and it will look like this. So what we're going to do now, before we move on to the head, is we're going to fill in the shoulders. So what we already haven't filled in right here, we're going to fill in with black wool. And the shoulders are technically 16 by 4. We just fill it all in with black wool, minus this row here, which is the cyan wool from the front. So once you've done that, that is the body complete. And what we're going to do before we move on to the head is we're going to get rid of our hand real quick, do a quick spin around, give you guys all the opportunities to catch up you would ever need, and then we can get on into the building of the head and finishing off this tutorial. So right here you can see we have got the front of the legs. That is a 12 by 8. Again, feel free to pause whenever you feel appropriate. I'm not going to say it every time because you'll probably get sick of the phrase feel free to pause, but you understand that whenever you see a good time to pause is probably the right opportunity. So this is the front of the body, again 12 by 8, and the front of each arm, which is 12 by 4. Coming around to the left side, we got the left side of the leg, which is 12 by 4. The left side of the arm, which is 12 by 4. Coming around to the right side, we have the right side of the leg, which is 12 by 4. The right side of the arm, which is again 12 by 4. Coming around to the rear of the statue, we've got the legs, which is 12 by 8. We have the back of the body, which is 12 by 8, and the back of each arm, which is of course 12 by 4. For the top, we've got the shoulders, which is 16 by 4, and that is the statue complete so far of what we have built. So I'm going to regather my arm stitch it back on, I guess, and then we're going to continue, and we're going to move on to the head. So, in total, or in general, should I say, this is very similar so far to the build I made a while ago on the main channel, but this is where things kind of get a bit different, kind of change up a bit, and I think, in my opinion, get a bit cooler. So what we're going to need for this head is we're going to need our white stained clay, we're going to need our black wool, our white wool, our cyan and light blue, and then for the goggles we'll need diamond and also black wool, which we've already got. Okay, perfect. So what we're going to start off by doing is coming to the front of the statue, which is the side that's got the detail on the front of the body, and we're going to go to the top left corner. We're then going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 5th block we're going to place 1 white stained clay and bring it 2 forwards. We're then going to go over to the right side. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5th block we're going to place white stained clay, bring it 2 forwards. In between these there should be a 6 block gap, so you can go ahead and join these together by going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 using white stained clay, and on the outer row we're going to place 2 white stained clay, then 2 black wool and 2 white stained clay, and that's his mouth. However, once you've done that, that's an 8x2 overhang that you've got at the front side. And what we're going to do is go to the left side now, and we're going to expand it backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Using our white stained clay, we're going to do the exact same on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to link them together again, using a 6x2 or an 8x2 in total. And that gives you an 8x8 square, which is the template for the head and what we're going to be building from. So we've got left side, front side, left side, right side, rear side. And then of course the top, which we'll do afterwards, but for now we're going to work on the front side, aka the face. So what you should be starting off with for the face is again an 8x2 overhang. On the second block of the overhang should be 3 white stained clay, 2 black wool, 3 white stained clay. On top of this we're going to place a row of 8 white stained clay. On top of this we're going to place 1 white stained clay, 1 white wool, 1 black wool, 2 white stained clay, 1 black wool, 1 white wool, 1 white stained clay. The next layer is 1 white stained clay, 2 white wool, 2 clay, 2 wool, 1 clay. The next row is 1 cyan wool, 6 white stained clay, 1 cyan wool. The next row, which happens to be the 6th row, is 1 cyan, 6 light blue, 1 cyan. The 7th row is 4 cyan, 3 light blue, 1 cyan, and then the 8th and final row is 8 cyan. So you just build a solid row across, and it will give you something that looks like this. Now it looks really random, and the hair doesn't really matter at this point, purely because it's going to be covered up by the goggles or the glasses, which is what we're going to build now. But for now, it should be looking like this. It's a bit of a random pattern at the front, but you'll see at the sides it's a bit more symmetrical and makes it look a tad nicer. So, talking of the goggles, what we're going to do now is build them. We're not going to waste any time. So, on top of the eye, on top of the left eye here, right where this is 2 white stained clay, we're going to place 2 black wool. And we're going to do the exact same on the right side. So, right above the eyes, it looks like he's got eyebrows. That looks kind of cool. However, what we're then going to do is in between them, we're going to go up diagonal and place 2 black wool. On the left side, we're going to go up diagonal to the left, up 1. On the right side, we go up diagonal to right, and up 1. And it will give you a W, so like a W shape. On top of this, what we're going to do in the middle is we're going to place 2 black wool, and it gives you a more established W shape now. And then what we're going to do is link it together and give us 2 oval shapes. So we place 2 black wool here, 2 black wool here, links it all up, and gives you 2 2x2 squares, which is where the, I guess, glass of the goggles goes. I'm not sure if it's glass, but it's where we're going to put the pattern. So, talking of the pattern, what we're going to do, on the left goggle in the bottom right corner and the right goggle in the bottom left, we're going to place 1 cyan, and diagonal up, so diagonal to the left, diagonal to the right, we're going to place 1 diamond block. In the remaining 2 blocks of each goggle, we're going to place a light blue wool, and that will give you something that looks like this, and that is the goggles complete. Nice and simple, and this will be a good time to catch up if you need to do so. So, with that said, that's the front of the face complete. We're now going to move on to the left side of the head, and we're going to work our way around until we meet the other side, and then we'll work and finish it up the statue. So, coming around to the left side, you should be presented something that looks like this. Again, the side of the head is an 8x8, so it's 8 layers of 8 blocks. The first layer, however, what we're going to do is punch out the first 4 blocks that we already have placed, which should be white stained clay, and we're going to replace them with 3 cyan and 1 light blue, starting from left to right. The next layer, the second layer, is 1 cyan, 1 light blue, 2 cyan, 3 white stained clay. The next layer is 4 light blue, 1 cyan, 2 white stained clay. The next layer is 2 cyan, 2 light blue, 1 cyan, 2 white stained clay. The next row is 1 light blue, 1 cyan, 2 light blue, 1 cyan, 2 light blue. The next row is 1 cyan, 1 light blue, 2 cyan, 1 light blue, 2 cyan. The 7th row, second to last, is 1 cyan, 2 light blue, cyan, light blue, 2 cyan. And the 8th and final row is 2 cyan, 4 light blue, and 1 cyan. Once you've done that, it should look something like this, and that's an 8x8 square. And I know that was difficult, and I know I kind of rushed through it a bit, but it's easier probably to just pause here than listen to me waffle. But yeah, what we're going to do now is replicate this, the exact same, but mirrored on the other side. So, on the basis you've got the left side complete, we're now going to move around to the right side and again replicate it. This time we're going to be working right to left rather than left to right. So what we're going to do, again on the right side, is punch out the last 4 white stained clay blocks here, place 3 cyan, 1 light blue, and I think I'll just call it C and LB rather than cyan and light blue, otherwise I feel like I'm going to be saying it too much. So anyways, the second layer, again going from right to left this case, is C, LB, 2C, and then 3 white stained clay. The next layer is 4 LB, 1 cyan, or 1C, 2 white stained clay. The next layer is 2C, 2 LB, 1C, 2 white. The next layer is 1 LB, 1C, 2 LB, 1C, 2 LB. The 6th layer is 1C, 1 LB, 2C, 1 LB, 2C. The 7th layer is 1C, 2 LB, 1C, LB, 2C. And the 8th and final layer is 2C, 4 LB, and 1C. That probably sounds like a bit of a waffle or a bit random, but hopefully you understand. LB, light blue, C, cyan, and of course white stained clay. Again, that's an 8x8 square, and it's pretty, again, easier if you pause here and just replicate it. It's a pretty simple pattern. At the same time, it could cause some confusion, so it's always easier to just pause. So, coming around to the rear of the statue now, you should be presented with something that looks like this. What we're going to start off by doing is removing these first a 6x2 area, and the first layer we're just going to use cyan, and then the second layer we're going to place from left to right. We've got the 1 cyan here, 1 LB, 2 cyan, or 2C, 1 LB, and then 2C. So, this is like a U shape. The first layer is complete, remaining 7 layers are only placing 6 blocks per row. So starting bottom left corner again, we're going to place 2C, 2 LB, 1C, 1 LB. The next layer is 4 LB, 1C, 1 LB. Next layer is 2 LB, 1C, 2 LB, 1C. The next layer is 1 LB, 2C, 3 LB. The 6th layer is 1 LB, 3C, 2 LB. The 7th layer is 5 LB, 1C. And then the 8th and final layer is 3C, 3 LB. So that is the rear of the head complete. That's an 8x8. And if you want to pause, again, feel free to do so. So, what we're going to do now is go to the top of the statue, and we're going to go at the front angle, so we come around to the front and we look downwards, and it should look like this. What we're going to do is fill this all in using light blue wool, and then we're going to punch the patterns of cyan wool, I was about to say cyan stained clay, into the block. So again, just fill it in with light blue. And what we're going to do is get our cyan and start punching the patterns out. So starting on the bottom left corner, we're going to go to this block here. We go up diagonal to right, punch out, replace with cyan. What we're then going to do is we're going to go to the right side. From this block, we go 1, 2, 3. On the third block, punch out, replace with cyan. We go up to right, replace those 2 blocks. We go up diagonal to right, up 1, left 1, up 1. Replace those 4 blocks with cyan. We're then going to go 1 to the left, leave this block, 1 more, replace. Then we again go 1 block to the left, leave it, 1 block, replace. And that will connect up diagonally to this block here. And once you've done that, that's all the patterns complete. It's a bit of a random pattern, but again, it's just to look nice. So, essentially, that is the head complete. What we're going to do now is build the strap for the goggles that goes around the side and the back of the head. Again, you don't want to, or you don't have to do it, should I say, if you don't want to. But what we're going to do is go around to the left side now, and in line with the bottom block of this 2 black wool here, so right here, aka the 6th row on the side of the head, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the 6th row, we're going to place a row of 8 black wool all the way across, like so. It's a 3D effect. We then come around to the rear side, again do a row of 8 black wool on the 6th row, but what we don't want to do is place a block in that corner because it will make it look too square. We want it to be a gap and these to connect diagonally. And we go round to the right side again and we place 8 black wool on the 6th row, and that will give you a strap that goes all the way around the head and links up perfectly back to the front like so. And with that said and done, that is our statue complete. So this is what it looks like. I'll get rid of my arm for one last time, and we'll have a little spin around of the head. That's what the statue looks like in its whole, in its completion. And yeah, for the head, again, I'll do a little spin around. So each side is 8x8. This is the front side. We have the left side, the rear side, and the right side. And then last but not least, we have the top of the head. And with that said and done, of course, we have our statue here. Hopefully you have something that looks like this. If you don't, let me know down in the comments below. I'll try and help you as much as possible. But for now, this is it. That is the tutorial complete. If you did enjoy, definitely consider leaving a like and subscribing down below to Frosted Network. If you haven't already, check out my main channel. Again, there'll be links to all the directors' channels, so mine, Jared Gaming, and also Givers Gaming's in the description. Again, leave your suggestions down below for the next YouTubers on the channel. I'll try and stick to what you guys like. I'm trying to get a few of the big guys out of the way first, and then I'll try and stick to just suggestions. But yeah, anyways, hopefully you enjoyed it again. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, my name's been Tomogomi, and goodbye. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through?